Sorry. I for those of you just listening, Becca is donning an incredible bucket hat. It's your hat. It is my hat. Um, you're just wearing it just incredibly good. Where is it? But like normally, like you have your hair sticking out the bottom of it. It's sad for you. Anyway, anyways, like
Yeah.
two things. First of all, you are Noah Khan. Excuse me? What are we doing? What are we doing actually?
Elaborate?
$500.
Oh,
What? We talked about this, but then I forgot to bring it back up with you. I looked at said tickets. What? No, ma'am.
I guess you just don't love him that much.
Well, I've seen him once before, and it was $80 then. So spending that's more than I have ever spent on anything. Like any ticket anywhere. Besides like a plane ticket. But like that's crazy. Even the When We Were Young festival was only $300. That's insanity. That's insanity. And there's no way. The only person that might get me to do that is 21 Pilots. They would have to be very good seats.
I would pay 500 for Pitt for Tornado Pilots.
Once.
But the next time they come here, I'm there. I am there
Okay, we'll see it. I believe it when I see it. In the pit or just there?
in the pit
Okay.
because
Okay.
I have to do it once, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get a lot more chances.
True. This is true. The other thing, this past week, I have consumed so much Count of Monte Cristo. This will come as no surprise to you. I watched,
It comes as a surprise because usually you mention it a lot, and this is my first time hearing
I
it.
have consumed so much. I watched the French version that came out in 2024, I believe. I watched OG, and I watched the series that has Sam Claflin all within a week's period. And honestly, each version was so different that I was like, do I need to read the book again? We talked about this. I don't remember if it was on the pod or just in randomly that I remember reading this book in high school and remember really enjoying reading it. But in my mind, it was like a very short book. Like it was maybe an inch thick and like not a big, like just like typical standard size book size, maybe even smaller. So I'm not sure what version I read. Like,
I remember we looked it up, and there's the actual one is like 1,000 pages or 1,500 or whatever, and then there's an abridged that's like 800, and then there's a school version that is like 300.
it had to have been the school version. So I'm just wondering,
How much, like, how do you condense that?
that's what I'm saying. What did they cut out? I don't even really remember
He doesn't even go to prison.
what was in the book. And watching each version was so interesting because they're very different. The OG movie, like, he is, like, gets out of prison and there's only like 30 minutes left of the movie for him to do all of his revenge stuff. The French version of the movie is 3 hours long, so there's more in it. And then obviously the series, I believe it was 8 episodes, and they were each like an hour long. So that obviously had the most. And I'm a lover of the OG movie. I love it very much. It's one of my faves. There were things in the other two versions that like I was shocked. I was like,
Shocked.
what? That's crazy. It makes the whole revenge thing of it
Like what?
like so you know the basic story.
Yeah,
You know the characters.
yeah.
The uh the uh
You know the basic, you know the characters,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. The pop guy, he has an affair with the banker's wife previously. They have a child. He takes that child, buries him alive in the ground, and tells the wife that he died.
So
Yeah. So then later on, obviously the count knows about this, and
obvious.
well, and what had happened was, spoiler alert, the boy was saved by the maid who delivered him. He's not actually did not actually get buried alive. He was buried alive for like a second, like, but he was saved. So then the count finds that boy and then uses him later in his revenge story. Isn't that wild? That's crazy. In the original movie, guys.
And it definitely wasn't in the abridged
I don't remember.
300
I
page
don't
thing.
remember. So like, even I'm like, I want to know which version is the truest to the book.
There is one way to find this
I
out
know,
for
I
sure.
know. So I'm slowly compiling a list of books I need to be reading, which is crazy. Which is actually crazy
What's
for
on the
me.
list?
Hunger Games, Harry Potter, Count of Monte Cristo.
All things that you know how it happens.
hmm there was something else, but now I can't remember. So there's that.
You know when like people are making a movie and they're like, "Oh, how do we know that people are gonna like the movie? Oh, if it's based on a book, oh, it's already got an audience, then we can make the movie." You're the complete opposite, where you're like, does this classic literature have an acceptable 2000s remake?
Literally.
Yes, no.
I also considered reading Wuthering Heights, but I know that's not going to be like the movie. So, but also just to see, I was like, I kind of want to see. So anyway, I have like a good, not good. I have a number of books that I like just could be reading.
Four is a number.
I have, I want to say I have at least 10 books.
I have at least 10 books in my room.
Although, okay, I think more than that because Harry Potter is
7.
7. So anyway, that's something to think about. Okay, let's move on.
Let's.
We are talking about Scream 7 today. I love Scream. It's one of my favorite
A
things.
compilation of you saying it, because you say it the exact same. I love
I
Scream.
love Scream. I Okay, let me just start off by saying I enjoyed this movie. It was it was like not the most Scream type Scream movie. You understand what I'm saying?
I said a very similar thing in the theater.
Yeah, but it was still really good and I would 100% would watch it again. I don't know. There's only one other series that I can think of that has this many movies that they're all good, and that's Harry Potter. But like, can you name another 7 movie franchise?
Fast and Furious.
No, not all of
I've
those are
never
good.
seen any
No,
Fast and
that's
Furious.
no. I thought about that. Nope, that does not.
7 movies. Mission Impossible. Also, one I have not seen all of. I haven't seen the last one,
Okay,
but
that's
I heard it
fair.
was good.
That's fair.
I think this is more akin to Mission Impossible in that every Scream they made thought they were gonna be the last Scream.
Yeah.
And they're still kind of good. Like, cause every, and they talk about this in, here's the deal. First Scream, we're talking about horror genre, oh, nice, oh, whatever. Sequel, let's make a sequel. This is fine, whatever. We're gonna make fun of sequels, we're gonna make fun of trilogies, we're gonna make
Make
fun
a
of reboots,
sequel.
all of these things. 7 is not like this. 7 is the first one that kind of, 6 does it a little, but I'm like, they let go of let's make fun of the thing that we are because we are the thing that we've already made fun of. And instead, it is a movie that has all the things that people like from the first Scream. Yeah, they're in all the other movies, but it is from the first one, and it's different in that like 6 is 5. 5, we're like going back to basics, back everything's back from the beginning. We're doing the beginning all over again. This like they make that a point. 7 is should be that. Like you'd think that it would be that because they're every single time they're like, "This is the end. We're going back to the basics," because that's what people do when it's the end. This is not like that, even though it is all the same people. And they try to do that where they're like, "Oh, Stu," and they have like all these flashbacks of people who have died, or not flashbacks, but like they visuals. They don't do that, and I think they did that well. And at other sequels that do this, where they're just like, "We're making an entirely not an entirely different movie. We're making a new movie, but with all the things from the last movie, and it works." Never heard of this. This is Mission Impossible doesn't do that.
Yeah. I can't remember the character's name. But the girl who always does the breakdowns of this is what
Oh yeah.
the movie should be. She's her brother and her sister duo. She's now like working for Gail in this movie. Google says her name is Mindy. But anyway, she always gives the breakdowns of this is what this movie is. This is what, the requels, the sequels. This one, she says, this one's all about nostalgia, which is true to this movie because we should get a recap.
Here's a recap. We're back, baby. It's Scream 7. You hear. It begins with there is a uh remake, like a fake house of the original house that at the end of the first
I think
Scream.
it's the real house.
They said it was because it wasn't in the same. It could be this real house, but whatever. It's the house. They turn it into a museum. It's now kind of Airbnb type situation going on. Couple walks in. This is the very beginning bit. I thought they did this part. I really enjoyed this part. 'Cause it is the only one that's different of the opening bit. The opening bit is always a girl. She's at home, phone call, thing, whatever. They do those things, but in a way that it's almost entirely just callback.
Okay,
I enjoy.
yeah, okay. This beginning bit, so like we talk about every Scream movie has an incredible opener. The opener for this one, I think, is the longest. Like it is a whole bit. Um, Six's was longer as well, but it had like multi-stages type situation.
That one is kind of what I thought they were gonna do again. Is what they're doing in every movie. We're gonna outdo the last one by doing one more level. We're gonna do one more level. Get rid of the levels. This is his own thing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, okay, I'll talk about continue
We'll go
on.
through it.
Continue on.
Boyfriend, oh my gosh, I love Stab. This is the Stab house. Excellent. Oh my goodness. Girlfriend, not excited about it. Spooky. Oh my gosh, there's a robot. Ghost face. He moves around a little bit. Spooky. Little scares here and there. All these things. Oh my gosh, boyfriend, why are you calling me? Boyfriend, where'd you go? This is a terrible recap, but like this is what happens. And oh my gosh, spooky little you see Ghostface in the back, a little nice little touch there. Spooky Ghostface, not the robot. Spooky Ghostface,
For
stab you.
real.
He kills the boyfriend. Boyfriend does not make it far at all. Chase scene for the girl. Girl makes it pretty far. She is incredibly strong. She is the strongest. I will talk about this more later, but I'm like, this is crazy. Remind me to bring that up again, because I have a whole point attached to that.
Okay.
Um, she gets caught in the chandelier, can't get away, falls onto Ghostface. Ghostface freaking knife. Is there another movie where they do that? Where they fall onto him?
There's like falling, but I don't like know if they fall directly like onto it like they did in this one.
It just seemed familiar. Because I think maybe is that couldn't be in the trailer. Why would they put that part in the trailer?
For this movie,
Yeah.
that was in the
Oh,
trailer. I
then,
have a
then
whole bit
okay.
about yeah,
Then I did
yeah.
definitely that's where I saw it. 'Cause I
Okay,
was like,
so
this is a familiar
since you
part.
brought that up, the trailer for this movie, the one trailer that I saw, there could have been different versions, was the majority of the trailer was this opening sequence. But like you're watching a trailer and you're thinking, oh, like these are bits going on throughout the movie, but it's actually just the first bit, which is good marketing because then you don't actually know what's happening in the movie, no spoilers. But then the beginning bit is a little bit spoiler because you're like, oh, I've seen this. I know what happens.
I love going into a movie and not knowing anything. And
Yeah.
this is a trailer that gets you excited. But I do dislike trailers that don't actually tell you the story. Like, we were like, oh, what's this movie about? It's just like scenes of like
But
people
it
having fun.
did tell you the
Yeah,
story.
it did it well.
Yeah.
This is
It reminds me of the first one because the first one's marketing was Drew Barrymore, and then she's the opening scene where she's gone. And that was the same thing for this one. The trailer had some other bits like stew and those kind of things, but so I was like, when I saw them walking up to the house and being like, "This is the opener," I was like, "Oh!" I think I said that out loud in the
yeah.
theater, and Becca was like, "What?" And I was like, this is the trailer. It's hard to explain anyway." But yeah,
We go back. Ghostface. The girl's not dead yet. Ghostface, gasoline, lights up the house. Gasoline all over the girl, lights up the girl. Gasoline's the rest of the house, walks away, Ghostface, explosion, scream. 7. We begin the movie. The part after this starts off with what is the very, very beginning?
it's the girl's boyfriend coming in the window.
Yeah, the from Scream! You seen Scream? You know the part where the boyfriend comes to the window? Why you come to the window? I never climbed in your window. Same thing. He's meant to look like Billy. He does look like he is.
Sure,
Different haircut, different whatever. He's meant to sound like Billy. That's what I meant. He is. Compare. They talk about. They have lines of dialogue where they talk about this. Whatever.
sure,
I think
I
that's.
believe you.
I think that is intentional. Anyway, girlfriend Sydney's oldest daughter. What? Crazy. Sydney is a very not. I don't want to use the word protective, but like she's very like I know the deal. Like no boys sneaking in. You're gonna go to bed. All this stuff in a way that's not like hateably, like dislikably strict. You know, like it like have like the moms in movies be like she's fine.
Hmm.
It's whatever. Justifiable, really. This is round 7. And skip forward a little bit. She's like, I don't like the boyfriend. She's married to a cop. Um, ring ring. There's some been killings in some Woodsboro. I'm missing a part. I'm definitely
No,
missing.
that's basically the daughter goes to
Yeah,
school, goes to her play practice.
yeah. She's in a play. She got that famous little girl. She's now a famous teenager girl. These be flying. What school has the kind of equipment they have here? It's a very like all the things in the town are so like fancy and so like I'm like where do they live that this is supposed to be?
Mm,
They treat it like it's a small nobody town, but like everybody has so much fancy stuff. How you pay for that in this small town? I don't understand.
sure.
Whatever. We'll talk about that later. She's in a play. She's a dog. She's oh my gosh, you're so timid. Whatever. Skip ahead. We're skipping ahead to Sydney gets a call. She's a coffee shop. She's in the coffee shop. She gets a call. The call goes to the computer, by the way. She gets a FaceTime on her phone, and she's like, "Let me just put that on her computer." Which is for the audience, but I hate that. This is done repeatedly later. Anyway, it's Stu. He's old. He's got some scars from being damaged from Scream. And he's like, I'm alive. And I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your daughter. And hello, hello. And she's like, this is ridiculous. Recorded it, sends to the cops. Hey, somebody's playing a prank on me. Also, he threatened my daughter. Let's go to the school. Take me over to the school. Guess who's there? Ghostface. Shimming around. They haven't got to the school yet, but the Ghostface is definitely there. Ghostface. There is the one fairy girl. She's on a little like lifted up. You can lift up on the stage. A fake
The
flying thing.
wires.
Yes. There's her. There's a guy controlling the wires. There is the daughter who is in her own room, separate, and then there is another person there, but she's never seen it. Um, Ghostface. Ghostface be sneaky. Stabs the guy in charge of the wires. You, Bobby. That's the first move. You don't know what's going on. She's just like, hey, what's his name, Aaron? Where to do the wires? I need to get down. Like, help me, bruh. And Ghostface messes with her, messes her around, puts her around. She's now swinging back and forth. Ghostface stabs her from below. She. This is part of that is another part of my conversation with like the lady being too strong. It's there's no way that she like just from her swinging would stab so much that like she doesn't get cut in half, but like all of her insides fall out. I'm like from like you would push it, you'd move his arm away is what would happen. Maybe you get cut a little. Whatever. This is on the point. He gets like sliced up. She's all hung up. Very scream. Um, Ghostface. Who else is here? Oh my gosh, Sydney's daughter. Let's go find her. She's in the basement. Let's go find her. It is about this point that Sydney, the cops get here. Ghostface is here. Oh my gosh, where Ghostface? Be attacked. This is the part I don't remember as much. She's daughter's fine. Other people be dead. Sydney has a gun and is using it, shooting up Ghostface. Ghostface obviously does not get killed at this point. Uh, he gets away. I'm skipping a little bit. Um,
No, he gets away, and then
yeah.
they go to their house.
Sydney's like, yo, we're leaving because I've been through this before and we're leaving. Go get your bag. We're going to grab your father and we're going to bounce. Father's like, I'm actually not coming because I'm a cop. Hope that's okay. She's like, pay whatever. We're at home. Oh, it was the people getting interrogated. That's the part that I thought was. There's a neighbor, creepy, obsessed with Sydney, likes horror movies. There's the other girl that was there that did not get attacked by Ghostface. I don't know her name. These are Sydney's daughter's friends that are like just they are the suspects a little bit. They're not like introduced like whodunit style here, but they are in the story. And then there's the boyfriend, and then there's yeah, okay. We can get back. We're in Sydney's house. Hey, we're leaving. Let's bounce. All these things. Turn off the lights. I thought you turned off the lights. No, I didn't turn off the lights. Oh my gosh. Ghost face in my house. They did a search, but they missed the attic. And the audience, obviously, Ghostface is in there. Yeah. Um, he's walking around. Ghostface be doing. We're skip ahead a little bit. He's got Sydney's daughter at knife point talking to he's not talking. Like in the hallway is the fam and she's like, put down your gun. He says with his mask, no voice. There's not a ton of the voice in this movie. In other movies there has been the like they wear a voice changer in the mask. No, there's none of that in this movie. It's all digital. Like through phones and things.
Hmm.
Ghostface. I think he does get shot, but he gets away. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know, whatever. Chasing him. The cop falls down the stairs, gets knocked out. Chasing Sydney and her daughter. They go into the safe room that they have. He's smart. But then she's like, okay, we can't stay in the safe room. The stupid part of this part. Stay in the safe room. They're like, we can't stay in the safe room. We're gonna go through the walls so we can leave. Ghostface won't
Because
hear
she
us.
says I have to go get your dad.
Yeah. I mean, this is not a part that I'm super picky about, but I'm like, yeah, it's okay, fine, whatever. They're in the walls. Although the actual safe house is very like that room is very protected, the walls that you use to get out of the safe, they're not. They are just walls. So they're shimmying through the walls, and Ghostface be hearing this because there's nothing else going on. Hears them going through the walls, stabs through the walls. I really like this scene. She's there. He's stabbing the walls. They're shimmying through. They get stabbed a little bit, but not enough. It's fine. They shimmy through. They get through the house. They get outside even. Ghostface is now running around. Doesn't know where they're at. Who's still there? The cop. He's back. They get into a fight. Um. Don't
Gale
remember.
Weathers shows up.
Yes, that's how it ends. I was like, I don't remember how he gets outside. He just goes. They chase him outside, running. Ghostface stabs. Ghostface gets hit by a car violently. Ghostface dead on the floor on the side of the road. Gale Weathers, reporter number one, reporter number two. I don't remember Mindy and Mindy's brother. And they're there killing some Ghostface. Who is Ghostface? Some rando. That's crazy. It's one of the friends. Why isn't it one of the friends? That's stupid. Sydney's like, okay, let's continue to. We're still gonna. She's. I can't remember if she's like, we're still leaving. Anyway, the point is, she's like, whatever. Gail is like, Avi, you have to come with me, and we'll find the other killer. And Sydney at first is like, I don't want to do that. I don't think there's another killer. I'm just gonna be like chill and stuff. And Gail's like, you know how this goes. You're gonna help me. Skipping through. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll help you. Sorry about New York. Sorry, I wasn't there that much. But I'll be in this one because I got a good deal with the producers. So, and um, they're gonna go. Where do they go after this?
They go to the mental.
Yes, we have a lead. He just escaped the mental institution. We're gonna go there. Let's go to the mental institution. Curfew has been enacted throughout town at this time. Anyway, they go to the institution. They're like, "Hey, have you seen this man?" He's like, "Yes, that is so and so. He's Joe's with
John
skipping.
Doe.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, have you seen this man, Stu? Yeah, of course. He's in the room right next to him. They were best buds. They loved talking about murder all day. He's not suspicious at all. We let him go though. So, at the same time, curfew is being broken. There might not be at the same time, but I remember
They're
this being at
okay.
the same time.
Okay, you say your piece and then.
They're at the bar. Hey, I know
Okay,
that.
the bar is the same time that Sydney goes live on the air.
Okay, then I will do that as well. Cindy says, okay, fine. We need him to call me again so that we can trace him, so that we can figure out if it's actually Stu or where he is or whatever. Because they're like, we're not sure if Stu's dead. There were some paper problems, all these things. Yeah, whatever. They don't really think it's Stu, but they're like, but what if though? What if? What if he? What if? Um. So she's like, I'm gonna go live with Gail Weathers. Gail Weathers interview me. He's gonna call. It'll be great. Gail's like, no, yeah, for sure. I know we're best friends, but this is my chance to interview you, and I am going to interview you. So be ready. They're interviewing her. Um, at the same time, interview number one, Mindy, is like, obviously it's one of your friends, so let's get all the friends into a room together. After hours, why don't we? Instead of waiting till the next day, we must do this now in a place that nobody knows we're at. When I think the killer's here, because they're about that. They here are our suspects of the friends. Boyfriend, very Billy Loomis, very creepy, very whatever. Everyone like they think he's him. Number two, creepy next door neighbor, who likes horror movies. Number three, girl who was there at the same time. She is would be bored. I don't know, whatever. They were going through motives. I can't remember words. And there's another person, isn't there? Nope, that's them. And then the two reporters, and then Sydney's daughter. They're all there. And cut back to the interview. Gail asks questions about her kids, and Sydney's like, "Screw this! I'm out of here. This is stupid." Stops the interview. Stop the interview. Um, Gets a call anyway though. A little bit later, it's Stu. Stu's like, "Hey, so I heard your daughter was at this bar. I'm gonna go kill her. So good luck trying to catch me." She's like, "My daughter's not at a bar, you stupid. It's a curfew, and she's a teenage daughter. Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she? She's obviously at my house." Wrong. She's at the bar with her friends, who they think is a killer, and they went anyway. And cut to the bar. They all split up for. Oh, Sydney's daughter is leaving to go find her mom. She goes with the boyfriend. They're in the car. Everyone else is at the bar, and they're like, "This is stupid. Pizza guy's burnt. We're gonna split up and leave and see you later." At the bar, the girl who was the other girl who was there in the theater, she walking around, who was there, Ghostface, freaking attacks her. It's her first. Yeah, she's in the kitchen. She gets got. She's on the floor. Who else is on the floor also? No, that's not what happens. Ghostface is in the kitchen. She runs out of the kitchen. Creepy kid who likes her is like, "Don't worry, I'll get him for you." Runs into the kitchen that he knows Ghostface is in, even though they could have escaped at this point. Gets stabbed. Gets tossed out of the kitchen. Rip that guy. Girl, she gets stabbed again. There's a little tricky bit. I do like this scene, but I'm just gonna butcher retelling it because it's mostly action, and I'm not good at telling that because I just like to skip to the parts that are plot. The both of the reporter dudes get stabbed, but just like a little, just enough that they're on the floor, just enough they can't get away. The creepy kid, Ghostface stabs him, throws him on the floor. He's moving a little bit. Oh, he's still alive. Stabs him again, picks him up by the head. This this person he picks up by the head and puts on top of a beer uh tap beer tap. Spiky on the top. Puts him on. Freaking kills him. He was alright. He's whatever. Beer through the mouth. Spooky. Ghostface leaves. Ghostface gotta go get the Sydney's daughter. At this, I skipped it a little bit. It's a little out of order, but the girlfriend is with the boyfriend is with Sydney's daughter, looking at on his computer. Oh my gosh, what is that? A recreation of the stew deep fake. What is this? He's like, I was doing that just for fun, I think, just to see if it was possible, and I left it open and on in my car for you to find it. No, it wasn't me. Trust me, no. Max smacks her with the laptop. Ruins the evidence, by the way. That was like all she had on him. Broken. Anyway, escapes the car. He's in the car, kind of like pass out. Not pass out, but he's like, eh. And she runs away into the town. I'm gonna go. Where's she trying to go? She doesn't get far wherever she's trying to go because Ghostface is in town. Stabs her. Nah, she didn't stab. She's there being attacked. She's running through the town, hiding. Where's Ghostface? Always one step behind. She runs into the shop that her mom owns. Beep, boop, boop, beep. Let me in. She's in. Beep, boop, boop, beep. Closed. Ghostface don't know she's in there. She calls either she calls her mom or her mom calls her. At this time, her mom is like has left the interview on foot by herself to go find her daughter, even though there was many cars and also people that have previously helped her. She just went by herself. She has bad connection though, so she stopped running. Why would she stop running? We're not important. She calls her mom, or her mom calls her. Either one of those. She's like, "Hey, Ghostface is coming to." You're really getting sick of this retelling because I
You
remember
are
the
going into such detail. Like, speed it up.
Speed it up. She
My
is on
goodness.
here. Her mom is watching her through the cameras. Ghostface gets in. Oh my gosh, daughter, you have to shoot Ghostface. Shoot him right now. You have to. Shoots him. Shoot him again. Okay, fine. I'll leave I can't do this. I'm timid. Whatever. Shoots him. Whatever. Leaves the office. You gotta shoot him in the head. You gotta shoot him in the head. Misses. Doesn't shoot him in the head. He gets away. He fights her. Don't forget how this part ends.
They go back to their house.
They go back to their house. Ghostface has killed the dad at this point. Just like he's in the bag. Now we're at the house.
He's not actually dead though.
Yeah, but we'll bring that up. The spoiler at this point. Sydney, come back to your house. Ha, your daughter. We have your daughter. She's outside. Come here. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill Sydney. And look, who's also dead. Oh no, he's not dead. You're a husband. Cool. Um, The reveal, creepy neighbor's mom called it. Well, doctor freaking called it. Hey, my motivation is like I liked you, and then you didn't come to New York, so I didn't like you anymore. So I'm gonna kill you so that I can become a new me. Doesn't make that much sense. And the doctor's like, why does he say he does? I don't know why he's
There
in
is
it
no
on. Doctor gets dead, Sydney shoots him, but the girl is still alive, chasing around in the ghost face mask through their garage that's being renovated. Lots of spooky things. Eventually, they team up. Daughter and mother shoot them. Friggin' killed her through the face. Cops show up. All is well. The end.
Jeez Louise, that is the most detailed recap you have
You
ever
should
given.
you should have just like I don't know. I'm
My
sorry, bro.
gosh, I don't even know how long that
I was
was.
just remembering the
That
movie.
was crazy. Okay, anyways. Um, I love how prepared Sydney is in this movie because her husband is a cop. Love. Her house has a safe. She has guns at every point. Like, she has escape routes and plans in place. Like, why wouldn't she? Of course. Everything is planned out. Um, Also, I love the husband character. I loved him when he like died for the first time. I say in quotation marks, not really dead. I was like, no, I loved him. He was my favorite guy. But it turns out he's not dead. It's totally fine, and he's so cool because then he helped his daughter save the day by like he set her free and all that. And he made it, guys. He made it. Not they killed literally every other person in this movie except for him. And so I'm really excited about that. He was my favorite character in this whole movie. I did feel like the very beginning, for just a little bit, I felt like it was slow, but only really compared to Scream standards, if that makes sense. Like,
Yes.
it was not slow as the movie, but like most of the Scream movies are like, bam, we're in, we're doing the thing, where's Ghostface, what's happening? This one had a little bit more of setting up the mom daughter relationship status, which is fine, but like, anyway. Um, the Yeah, literally killed everybody. Like she was saying that when he puts there was things that were very Scream in this movie, but like it wasn't the most Scream out of all the Screams. You feel?
The formula that the other movies follow, this movie didn't. But there are things that you like about Scream, like the way that people get killed or the way the characters react were very present in this
Hmm.
movie.
They do a thing in this one a couple times that's like you see the ghost face in the shadows of something.
Love that. Love that.
Very good. Done very well. And like at the best times, because they're not doing it the entire time, but they're doing it like exactly when you need it to be. I liked the whole fight in the shop at the end. All of that was great. Um, and I liked how both of the ghost face showed up at the same time then, because that doesn't happen in the other ones.
It's always one and then oh guess who else it is.
Second one, but they both showed up and they were so I thought that was very cool.
I enjoyed that, but I do think it makes up because the doctor doesn't have really a reason to be involved.
Okay, let's talk about
In the psychiatry hospital.
yeah. So
Became besties.
they're setting up this one that like, oh, Stu is back? Question mark, is he? But like obviously it's not going to be Stu because they're pushing it in your face. So like it can't be Stu unless they're going to double fake you out and be like we're pushing him in your face so you think it's not him but then it actually is, but they
That only
didn't do that.
works because this is Scream 7.
Yeah.
If this was a standalone movie, you're like, it is obviously not Stu. And then when it isn't Stu, you're like, that was obvious. I will say, this is the only movie, which I said it in the theater, and you said it as well, that this is the only movie that I have called everybody involved. Like,
Yeah, okay. So the killers is the only thing that I'm like a little bummed about because it's always somebody that is like involved in the friend group or or has a like key role in the movie somehow. The mom was acting suspicious, the neighbor, the mom of the friend. who likes scary movies. And I was like, she's a little suspicious. And then they go to the mental house or whatever you want to call it. Um and Becca's like, guy's acting suspicious. And I'm like, yeah. And then it's revealed that those two people are the killers, and they tell the story, they like of why the neighbor was obsessed with her. Okay, not the first time that a killer in Scream has wanted to do this just because they're obsessed with Sidney Prescott. But like none of her reasonings really made sense. And then the other guy, how is he connected? What? They're like, "Oh, I met so and so this one time." And we both decided we wanted to go after Sidney Prescott. The second killer doesn't make any sense, and he wasn't involved enough in the story for me to really care.
I feel like in the other ones where they're like, where because they do it back to back, they're like, I'm the killer, and who else? Me as well. And you have to be like, we are connected in this way. We met how, but also we have our own individual motivations that tie together to the same thing. This one, they treated their connection as if it was justification, like motivation for the second guy, when it wasn't.
Yeah. So like that was a little upset, and then also I was a little upset that like Stu wasn't actually back. Like I wanted them there to be like an actual reason
It
for Stu to
The
be back.
reason also it doesn't make it makes less sense for them to have called her and used Stu when their motivations are just like, I want to kill you so I can like be better for myself.
Mhm.
That doesn't, if she was just crazy and obsessed, that makes so much more sense for her to mess with Sydney. But it doesn't make sense when you're wanting to kill her so you can feel better.
Yeah. So there's that. Like we were saying earlier, they definitely played on the nostalgia of it because bringing back Stu, already you have a huge bump for the nostalgia. Then there were clips of all the other past killers doing lines and stuff like that, which is nostalgia. And they did things that were specifically from other Screams. Like they specifically say, we brought it back to the very beginning where I have a girl tied up in the on the patio. Back from the original Scream one. So it's like, but like I'm not mad at it. They played on the nostalgia, and they gave us another Scream movie. Just the color part was like, okay. Um,
One part that it's not that I do have a problem with it, but it doesn't actually take away my enjoyment of the film. Is the killings that are very Scream like? They're very like over the top, like or like unnecessary, like but like kind of like fabulous ways to die. In the very first time, the boyfriend dies at the very very beginning. He gets stabbed through the temple, and you see the knife through his eyes. That doesn't make sense. There's eye on both parts of your eye. There's eyes on You have eyes in front of your eye. When
mhm,
you get stabbed in the middle of your eye, front part of your eye is still there. Doesn't make sense. But it makes for a good like ooh.
mhm,
Same with the guy at the bar. Doesn't make sense for the killer to do that. Waste time, all these things. Also, he was mostly the other dead. Secondary, how the tap works. It comes out of here, right? Sink thing. Friggin' pull this. You pull this, and it goes through right here, and it falls out that way. The beer, but also this has to be pulled any amount down. He sticks him on straight up, and he stays straight up. The tap does not move, but the beard comes out of his face, and it's blood in his beard, which looks cool. It's a good movie part for the movie.
mhm.
However, it makes no sense for me
But
personally.
that's Scream for you.
Same with there was a lot of like
The
sound
crazy strong
effects
girl.
and the yeah crazy everyone being crazy, not everyone but specifically the lady at the beginning who is like unimaginably strong, and like but there were also like sound effects and things throughout the whole thing where like someone would throw, I don't think anyone throws a chair, but it's stuff like that where someone would throw a chair, bonk, like I'm like this is not how it sounds, or like someone would throw something and I'm like it makes for it's a fun movie. It adds like, cause Scream is a fun franchise, and I do think it plays well for this movie. It just is kind of is silly, and you're like, this is kind of goofy. They didn't do that in reboots, kind of things like with 5 and 6. Those kind of movies where they reboot that in that way, where they're like, we're more serious, we're more whatever. We're gonna do things better now that we can do them because we're in the future now, and we have better software and better techniques and all this stuff, and we can do them better. But I do like they just like kind of mess with it a little bit. Do you get what I'm saying though? Did you? I don't know if you noticed it because I was thinking about it the entire movie. Every sound effect, tong, ring, like
I did not notice that.
especially when they're in the office at the end
Mm.
and there's a lot of throwing things.
Well, yeah.
I thought it was funny. Not funny, but like you know.
I going back to the killers. Another part of me was like, there's no way they cast Anna Camp to just be the neighbor. Like, because she's a little bit more of a known person, where I'm like, okay, she's obviously involved with something. They cast Anna Camp. Like, not that she's like an A-list celebrity, but like she's more than a nobody.
What else is she in?
Pitch Perfect.
Mm,
Anyway, so overall, I thought it was a good movie. It's not my favorite Scream. I rated it a 7.
I rated. I think -2. All of them after 2 are rated 6 out of 10.
Because you said you liked this better than 6, but I
Yeah,
like 6 better.
I liked this one better than 6.
Why though?
Uh, Less kids. I don't know. I don't know. I probably this movie probably would not have as much of a rewatch value as maybe some of the other ones, or maybe even 6. I've only seen 2 through 7 once. Um, so like I get this that this movie doesn't have a like even though the twist is not exciting. Like it's not, oh my gosh, I didn't think it was the those people,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like the shock of like the killings and things.
Yeah.
I get the vibe that the rewatch is not that great,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe the other movies are.
I would rewatch any of the Scream movies, and I will. So I think that's all my thoughts on Scream 7.
I enjoyed it. We I've talked before on the pod where I'm like I'm really excited to watch it with people who have seen other movies. Like I thought it would be an exciting time in the theater. We went at there were 4 other people.
No, there was
There were 2 couples.
no, there was a bunch of people behind us,
Oh,
and then there was like 5
I
people
didn't
in
see
front of us.
anyone behind us after we sat down,
Yeah,
so it's like there were two. There were yeah.
yeah,
So not ideal for either of us. Hannah loves an empty theater.
yeah,
It was empty enough for you.
yeah.
We got posters out of it at the theater. They do posters, and it's usually like some random movie. This time it
We got
was
lucky with
yeah
this one though. So would recommend, would watch again. Good stuff.
yeah.
I would watch an eighth. Do you think they'll make an eighth?
Well, every single movie you're like, this is the last one. This is the last one. They're not gonna make.
Yeah.
You know, all they're doing is reboots and sequels.
Yeah.
So much more so than they ever have been. I cannot think
I
of
thought
an original
I
movie
thought
that comes
McKenna
out this
Grace
year.
was going to be in this longer. She did not last long. She was like the first one dead.
That's kind of the same thing where it's like ridiculous. Like no way she could have died that way. But
Yeah. Anyway.
I thought they were gonna do something like call back to the first one where the garage door opener
Mm.
where he would like drop her really fast or something like that. Which yeah, there was a garage door opener commercial in front of this movie. Yeah, that was
I
funny.
didn't notice that. Okay, well, if that's all we got, we're gonna head out.
Yeah,
So,
later.
see ya, bye.